Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Fatiha binti Abd Razib and I'm from JBA 145J. The purpose I made this video because I would like to present with you about topic 1, which is introduction to bonds in part 1 that related with current issues. So, before we go through more detail about bonds, let me tell you first what are bonds actually. Bonds is simply a loan, but in the form of security. The issuer of the bond is the borrower, and investor, which is the bondholder, are the lenders. Depending on the terms of the bond, it is obligated to pay interest, which is the coupon, at predetermined interval, and to repay the principal on the maturity dates, which is the ending the loan. We move to the next slide, which is the parties in bonds. First parties is the issuer of that security, which is government and their agency. The other one is corporation. Usually, government and corporation issue bonds to get funds and raise capital for build new project. Second parties is financial intermediary, which is primary dealer and investment bank. Lastly is investor, for example such as insurance company and household. But individual investors do not normally participate in bond market because the bond usually sold over the counter with large amount. The next slide is characteristic of bond. Firstly is par value. Par value in Malaysia is RM1000. If the bond selling at discount, it will be sold below RM1000. If the bond selling at premium, it will be sold above RM1000. Second characteristic is maturity date. A bond that matures in 1 year is much more predictable and thus less risky. The longer the time to maturity, the higher the interest rate. Lastly is interest. Most bonds pay interest every 6 months, but it's possible for them to pay monthly, quarterly, or annually. So, this is the advantages and disadvantages of issuing bonds. The advantages of issuing is bond cheaper than issued shares, and the interest cost is tax deductible. The disadvantages of issuing bond is the interest payment are mandatory, and the paying interest will reduce firm profit. Now, let me explain to you about advantages and disadvantages of investing in bonds. Firstly is, bond can be traded even before maturity. Other one is, bond can be predictable stream of income and guarantee repayment of principal. This is because bondholder will often receive some money back, whereas the company equity stock often ends up valueless. For the advantages of investing in bonds is called risk. That means that even though the company has agreed to make payment plus interest to the debt for a certain period of time, the company can choose to pay off the bond yearly. And the last one, bonds have a lower rate compared to dividend rates. The current issue that I choose for my presentation that related with my topic is how the COVID-19 pandemic could impact bond default and rankings. This is the flow of the issue that I choose. Out of RM67 billion of private debt security added to mature this year, but the COVID-19 pandemic rolling economy worldwide, the credit market investors are keeping a close eye on potential default. Based on rating agency Malaysia, 7% and 60% of rent portfolio suffer downgrade of an average of 3 notches. The potential default of structure of the Malaysia corporate bond market will depend on several factors, such as the time frame and length of the COVID-19 crisis. The main reason for the rise in the default at that time was the rate in the single A and BBB bond due to the changes in economy. The impact analysis of issue COVID-19 MCO toward bond rating and default, which is 80% bond of which is rate AAA and AA, the capacity to make debt abrogation due to the sufficient liquidity and financial flexibility, with less than 6% is considered at high risk. During latest iteration of a worst case scenario were all anticipated non-investment grade BB and lower in each portfolio. So, this is how the COVID-19 pandemic could impact bond default rating. So, I hope with my presentation, it will help you to more understand about bond issue, especially bond in Malaysia. I hope you enjoy my video and thank you for watching.